Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our webinar. We're so glad that you can join us either live or on the rebroadcast. My name is Kirsten Hall. I'm a lifestyle wellness coach, the founder of Honeysuckle Fit and Honeysuckle Gourmet. And tonight we want to talk to you, my friend Marcia and I want to talk to you about starting a wellness routine, because we both really believe that it's really kind of the foundation and launching pad of change in your life. So I'm going to give you a little rundown about mine and kind of how it started and all of that. And then Marcia will let you know about hers. So about a year ago, I got to a point in my life where I looked in the mirror and I didn't recognize who I was. I wasn't happy with who I was becoming. And it was really just, a dark point in my life, as we all go through. And I decided in that moment that something needed to change. And as a result of that moment, I started spending time with myself. I started making myself a priority in my own life. And for me, a lot of that stems to personal development and spending time in meditation every day and affirmations, and really just surrounding myself with things and people and resources that make me want to be a better person. And so my day kind of looks like, I'm a stay-at-home mom, so my alarm goes off in the morning. I spend a few minutes in my bed, kind of in a quiet prayer, gratitude type, talking to my inner self kind of situation, when you hit the snooze button, so you're kind of like in and out of sleep a little bit. But when I come back to consciousness, I really try to think about what I'm grateful for, think about how I want to be used by, really whatever you believe in. You can label it whatever you want, whether it's God or the universe or source power or whatever kind of greater force you believe in. I talk to that place and ask it just to use me for good and to help me speak the words of encouragement to others, and just really be a force of positivity for my own well-being as well as those around me. I get up, I put the kiddos on the bus, and then I spend some time, I have my cup of coffee, I just kind of decompress, get my to-do list in order, and just kind of be with myself for an hour or so. And then I go into my workout, and then I do my personal development and that kind of thing. So I really try to jam my morning full of stuff that's just gonna really enrich my day. And then, off goes my day. What tell us about yours, Marcia?
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Marcia, and I am a mom of two. I have one at home and one that lives on her own. And then I also have two stepdaughters that live with us for 4 days a week. So I have a little bit of a different routine than Kirsten. I work full-time outside the home. And so my day, I have kind of gradually started my day earlier and earlier. And so I typically get up at about 5:00 in the morning. And I know a lot of you are like, what? 5:00 in the morning? But I have found that honestly, that gives me my best start to my day. So my alarm goes off just before 5, and I kind of do the same as Kirsten. I will lay in bed for a little bit, just be thankful for the things around me, be thankful for the fact that I woke up, thankful for the fact that I have a comfortable bed and a roof over my head, and my family around me, and just take a few minutes to do that, while I'm kind of waking up. And then I literally walk into my bathroom, brush my teeth, throw contacts in my eyes, put on a sports bra, and walk down to my downstairs where I do my workout. The best thing about my workout is that it is in my own home. I don't have to get dressed, put on a coat, drive to a gym. None of that. I don't have time for any of that. I'm already getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm not getting up any earlier. So the best thing for me is that my workouts can be done in my downstairs. I do have a treadmill. Other than that, I have very minimal workout equipment. Just, some free weights and things like that. All of my workouts that I do are streamed through my computer, through my laptop. And it's just the best way for me to have my fitness be simplified for me. So I spend about an hour, sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less, doing my workouts, and then get myself ready, get my daughter up, get her off to school. While I'm driving to work, I have about an hour commute from where I live to my office. And that is my time where I do my self-development. I will listen to podcasts, books on tape, other people's webinars, anything that brings me positivity and allows my mind to begin learning for the day. It really helps me, and I won't lie. On occasion, I just want to rock out to my jams in the car and do my own little version of carpool karaoke. But most days I am listening to some sort of learning simply because it helps me start my mind for the day. So by the time I get to work, I'm ready to go. My mind is revved up, my body is revved up, and I feel like that gives my mind and my heart and soul the best start for the day by starting in that manner. So one of the things that Kirsten and I want to share with you are some tips that we have for beginning to add some sort of a healthy routine into your life, whether that be diet and nutrition, whether that be workout and fitness, and whether, it could be something just your overall wellness and your mindset that you want to work on. And maybe you want to work on all three. But some things that we would recommend are, first of all, determine what it is that you want to do for yourself. Do you want to do all three of those things? Is there one that you want to focus on a little bit more than the others? And it all depends on what your personal outcome is for you. I know me personally, and I think Kirsten as well, a big part of why we do our workouts and do these things each day is it builds our mindset. So our workouts, while they keep our bodies healthy, I don't think either of us is really in this we're not looking for a 6-pack abs or anything like that. We are in it because it clears our mind for the day, and really gives us the best start possible. And so if you are setting out for that, you may want to focus on things like listening to some podcasts and starting morning meditations and affirmations. If you're looking to improve your nutrition, sit down and help plan out for yourself. What kinds of things do you think you can eliminate? Are you a big soda drinker? Start by just eliminating that and see what kinds of things you can improve upon just by eliminating smaller things. If you are looking to focus on fitness and you aren't as worried about the other things right away, figure out what kind of workout do you enjoy. Do you like running? Do you like boxing? Do you like yoga? There's so many different options that you can do. So just try to figure out your plan, and then that will really help you. You won't feel as overwhelmed. You won't feel as though you have to do all these things at once. If you want to do them all at once, you certainly can. But it helps to not have to have all of those things over you at one time to try to fit them into your day, kind of. So, and then I'll turn it over to Kirsten for some more tips. We're just going to kind of kick it back and forth here with a few things that we would recommend for you.
Yeah, so to play off of what Marcia was saying, it's really key to identify actionable steps, break it down into really small choice by choice steps so that you're not overwhelmed. So say you make a goal for every day this week, I'm going to press play, and just concentrate on just pressing play every day. Or maybe it's your mindset. So setting aside 10-15 minutes every day to read a listen to a webinar, whatever it is, or is it meditating every day? Maybe you want to set aside 5 minutes in the morning just to quiet your mind. But just to quiet your mind for those 5 minutes and see how that can transform your day. And then once you reach that goal, try something different next week. And just keep layering and layering and layering, and you'll really be surprised what a domino effect it really is. So like if you make a commitment to say drink your Shakeology every day this week, you'll really be surprised how just doing that one thing will make you want to be a little bit more active. And when you're a little bit more active, you're going to want to eat a little bit better. And when you eat a little bit better, you want to get that next Shakeology in, and it just keeps going. And before you know it, you're a whole new person. And so just break it down. Make sure your goals are tiny and measurable, and a kind of a chunk that when you accomplish it, you're really gonna feel satisfied, and it's not something huge that you keep striving for and you feel like you never get to it. So just make sure your goals are small and measurable.
Mm-hmm. And another thing is, I know I was speaking about how I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Do not in any way think that I went from a person who wakes up at 8 to a person who wakes up at 5 overnight, because that did not happen, I will tell you. Obviously with kids, you have to get up and get them ready, and you have to allow them the time to lay in their bed and roll around and whine for a little while about how they don't want to get up. And so you already, if you're a parent, you have to get up a little bit earlier just to allow for that and to help get your kids fed and get them to school. But what I found really worked for me was to just get up a little bit earlier each couple of days. So like if on a Monday I wanted to wake up at 6:30 instead of 6:45, so I would start just backing it up by even 5 minutes a day. And then all of a sudden you don't find that you're so tired. I'll be honest, probably a year ago, I was getting up at 5:45. I find now that, as Kirsten mentioned, if you are implementing those one change step at a time, you want to allow yourself that time. And so I don't mind at all getting up, because that's my time. My house is quiet. There's nobody else that's awake, because nobody else is fool enough to get up at 5 in the morning like me. So it's nice, and it's my time to do that meditation, to get in my workout, and I don't have to worry about having anyone else around. Other ways, if you don't feel like you are the type of person who wants to work out first thing in the morning, that's okay. You don't have to do that. You can, go after work. Something that I would absolutely recommend, whether you are a morning workout person or an evening workout person, get your stuff ready the night before. So if you think to yourself, even remotely, hey, maybe I might want to work out tomorrow, and you're like, I probably won't do that. If you think you might do it, get yourself out, pair of shorts, shirt that you'll work out in, your gym shoes, whatever you need, get them out and set those out the night before. It's so much easier to have that ready to go than to think to yourself, oh, I might want to go work out. No, but then I got to get my shirt, my shorts, got to change clothes, I got to get my shoes. I don't know what shoes I want to wear. Where's my socks? I can't find them. Just get it all ready and be done and ready to go. That is one of the biggest things that helps me, and I still do it every night before I go to bed. I get my clothes out for the next morning. You can also, even if you have an office job, fit exercise in throughout your day. I don't know if anybody has anything like these, but I have a Fitbit. Some people have the Garmin watch and all the little fancy other items. These will actually remind you to get up and move. So I have mine set for 10 minutes before each hour during the workday, and it will buzz at me and remind me to get up and take steps. So you can set something like that, set an alarm on your phone, just get up and walk through the office, do a lap around the office. If you can, get out, if you have a lunch hour, go for a quick walk. There's all kinds of great ways to just fit even some stretching at your desk. I work with a couple of people who do yoga, and they will literally just stand up at their desks at some points during the day and start stretching. And honestly, a lot of the rest of us will then start stretching at our desks as well, because it's so nice. You get so hunched over and just uncomfortable sitting at a computer all day long. So there are so many ways to just fit little pieces of fitness in throughout your day that there's no reason to not at least do something if this is something that you want to work towards.
Absolutely. Also, you want to make sure that you're in the right mindset. I'm really big on mindset. Like, you are going into it with the attitude of, I don't want to, this isn't going to work, this is just going to be another thing that I tried and I failed at, you're not going to be successful. I was reading something interesting earlier, actually. I was reading a study they did of goldfish, where they had these goldfish in a tank, and the tank was partitioned, so they were only in half of the tank. And so they grew up there, and they swam around, and they bumped into the side, and they realized that they couldn't go to the other side of the tank. And then the partition was removed, and the goldfish still stayed on the one side of the tank because they had it so ingrained in their mind that those were the limitations that their lives were designed around, that they were confined to that place and they could not grow bigger than what that space allowed them. And I think it really transcends to not just fitness, but like life in general. If you believe that you can only grow so far in your life, and if you believe that you will always be overweight, you will always be unhappy, you will always be anxious or depressed or whatever, you're always going to stay there. And so I think it's a really great reminder to dream big and to have an imagination and to dream about what you want your life to feel like. And when you get used to thinking big like that and really get into those feelings of what it's going to feel like when you get into a wellness routine and it changes your life, and because it's really like, I don't care who you are, like, it's never about the fitness, really. Like, no one got overweight and unhealthy because they were happy with themselves, you know? Like, it all stems from the inside, and that's why Marsha, I think Marsha's on the same page with me on this, is that why we believe it's such a holistic approach is so much more beneficial, because you can lose the weight, but if you don't address what's on the inside, you're just going to go back to where you started, if not worse. And so, sorry, passion tangent a little bit there. But so the other thing I wrote down here, sorry, I have a few notes on this because I wanted to make sure I kind of covered the right topic so I can get a little, okay. The other thing I wanted to cover really quick is that we as humans like to play the blame game, and we like to complain about our circumstances, and it kind of fills that love niche for people. Like, I've had it so rough, and the sympathy card that you get from that. And so I think that it's really important to kind of see that for what it is. Like, maybe that's something that you do. I know I went through a portion of my life where I did that a lot. And so I think it's really important to recognize that so you can lay it down, and so you can then go forward with a mindset of positivity and acceptance and self-love. And once you kind of get that groove kind of going, it just snowballs from there. And that aids the happiness, which aids the wanting to move, which aids wanting to feel your body well. And last note on this before we move on, I know for me that my self-worth is directly tied to what I'm putting into my body. So when I'm putting something in my body that's not good for me, I directly feel bad about myself. Like, they're directly linked, guys. And then when I fuel my body with stuff that is good for it, like live plants and all the super nutrients, I feel better. And I don't think that it's not an intentional correlation. It's just the way it is. So with that, next.
I completely agree with everything. I am honestly, and Kirsten knows this about me. She and I are very close friends. I am just probably within the last year and a half-ish really working on my nutrition. I was raised not to care about that at all. Food is Kirsten's passion, and that is one of the things that I love to listen to her talk about. Just because it brings me so much knowledge to hear these types of things from her, and it absolutely is in direct correlation what you eat and how you feel. One of the other tips that we wanted to share with you is, and I know I went on about how I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, but you have to make sure that you get enough sleep. If your body is not well rested, it does not have time to recharge and rebuild. You have to allow it that time and get some rest. But I will also tell you that when you begin an exercise routine, when you start eating things that feed your body well and aren't upsetting your stomach, giving you a headache, keeping you wired like caffeine would, and also when you start to heal your mind and your heart and soul through personal development, you will sleep better. It's something that I had to learn from experience. I heard so many people say, "Oh, just exercise and it'll help you sleep better." I was like, yeah. But it's so true. It is so true. Maybe it's the getting up at 5 in the morning, but I'm telling you, even when I was getting up at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning to do just some quick exercise before I ran out the door, which again is not the way I like to do it. I like to have my morning and take my time, which is why I get up earlier now. But even when I was getting up later, I still found that I wasn't exhausted at night, just nice and tired, and it helps to fall asleep more easily when that you've done all of these good things for your body, and it helps you to sleep well, and then you wake up feeling energized and recharged and ready to go do something like this all over again for the day. So make sure that as an adult, you should be getting a minimum of 6 to 8 hours of sleep every night. And if there are nights that you can sleep a little longer, great. If there are nights that you can't sleep that long, that's probably okay here and there. But as a general rule, you should try to be getting 6 to 8 hours of sleep every night as an adult. Obviously, children need more sleep than that. Why? Because their little bodies are growing and growing and they're working so hard. So that just proves to you, if children need more sleep than adults do, it's because their bodies are working very hard while they're asleep. We have a very good friend, Kirsten and I, who is expecting, and she is about 8 months pregnant right now. And Kirsten's husband's going to work. She is about 8 months pregnant right now, and being pregnant, a lot of people feel very tired. They'll sleep pretty well until you're shaped like a big potato. But when you're pregnant, your body sleeps very well because it's working so hard to build a human. So just some general guidelines on sleep. Try to get 6 to 8 hours of sleep every night. If you're finding that it's so super hard to wake up early in the morning to do some exercise, again, you don't have to do it in the morning, but you will start to find that you are excited to wake up to do some exercise, and you will find that you fall asleep better when you go to bed at night.
Very true. And kind of on that same note, make sure that you're getting you're properly hydrated, especially if you're starting a new workout routine, because water is going to help rejuvenate your muscles from the strain of the new workout, as well as we're made up of water. Like, we need to make sure that we're rehydrating. It will make sure that your cells are hydrated, that all of your vital organs are getting what they need when they need it. Like I said, it helps with recovery, and just, we're nothing without water. Like, you need to make sure that you're getting properly hydrated. If drinking regular plain water is difficult for you, try adding some fruits. Or during the winter, I have a hard time drinking cold water a lot, so I drink a lot of herbal tea, which helps me up my water intake also. And there's also been studies done that links proper hydration with like self-esteem and happiness levels and stuff. So if you struggle with those things, especially, make sure you're getting a little extra water. And a good rule of thumb is take the number of pounds you weigh by scale and cut it in half, and that's the number of ounces you should be drinking. But if you're doing extreme exercises or sweating a lot, make sure you bump that number up.
And one of the things that we really, really want to focus on is if you're feeling challenged by any of these things that you're beginning to add into your life, just focus on one thing at a time. Focus on that exact moment. If you are having trouble making a good decision as far as nutrition, as far as your food choices, just focus on one meal at a time. You don't have to say, oh my gosh, I ate pizza, I can't eat for the rest of the day. You absolutely should not do that. So just focus on one thing at a time. It's okay if you fall off the wagon. It's okay if you had a piece of pizza. It's not going to be the death of you. Take that, put it in the past. You ate the piece of pizza. Now move on and make better choices for the next meal. Take one thing at a time. If you are working on incorporating a workout routine, if you miss a day, if you miss 3 days, it's okay. Get back to it and start again. If you are finding that you have started a workout regimen that you aren't enjoying, find something else. Do one thing at a time. It's not the end of the world. You don't have to focus on trying to implement all these things all at once. It's definitely just doing things, eating in moderation, beginning a workout routine in moderation. You don't have to jump in full force, working out every day, eating only lettuce all day long. I mean, it's not about that. It's not about that for either of us either. We have children. There is food in our homes, both of us, that probably are not things that we would choose on a daily basis, but on occasion we choose those. And it is what it is. It's okay if overall you're taking good care of yourself. Don't get into your own head and kind of beat yourself up for the decisions that you make. It's really not worth it. You need to speak to yourself with kindness. And if one thing that Kirsten and I say to each other all the time is we're very good friends, and we are very honest with each other. If one of us were to see the other like completely falling off the wagon, I think we would both say, hey, hang on a minute. You really need to eat a half a sheet cake. But, on the other hand, we would also never say something to the other that is unkind. And so as women, we speak to ourselves unkindly all the time. We get into our own heads. Oh, I'm so stupid. I ate a donut. I can't believe I did that. Now I'm going to be fat forever, blah, blah, blah. No, you're not. You're not going to be fat forever because you ate one donut. If you eat a dozen donuts every day, you're probably going to be fat forever. Just take one thing at a time. It's one thing at a time. And speak kindly to yourself. If you are finding it challenged to speak kindly to yourself, you need to find a book, a podcast. Ask us. We're happy to give you recommendations. We have done so much reading, and we still do. We talk to each other about things that we read all the time. We give each other recommendations on things to read, things to listen to. We're constantly learning and growing ourselves, and we've done some book clubs with the two of us where we've read the same book at the same time and talked about it. And so if you're looking for someone to help you speak more kindly to yourself, please feel free to reach out to us. We're happy to make some suggestions, or find a friend who will help encourage you, because I can guarantee you the way that you're speaking to yourself, no friend would ever speak to you, and they would look at you like you're crazy. If you would tell them some of the things that are going on in your head, they would say, absolutely, you're not crazy for eating one donut. You're not, fat forever for eating one donut. You're not fat forever because you missed one workout. You're not completely unhealthy because you ate a piece of pizza instead of a salad. It's all okay. One thing at a time. Focus on one thing at a time and be kind to yourself.
I have the top books. I think Marsha would agree with these that I have right here. So The Universe Has Your Back. We highly, highly recommend this one.
Yes.
It's great if you're looking for that mind switch, like we said before, and not beating yourself up and like looking to the stars. That's a great one. You're a Badass is also a very good mind. And then this is the one I'm currently reading, and it's rocking my world. It's called Worthy by Nancy Levin, and it's about boosting your self-worth and all that good stuff. So I just happen to have those right there. So those are 3 great books.
Yes.
If you're looking to start that journey. The next topic we wanted to quickly cover is nutrition, food tips. So it's really key to have a well-stocked kitchen, and that doesn't mean you need to go to Whole Foods and spend $1 million. So you just need to have things at your fingertips that are going to be good choices for you. So a great tip is to shop the perimeter of the grocery store. You want as much fresh produce in your house as possible. Not to say that you have to eat a vegan diet or have to eat everything raw. Like whatever works for you, no matter what plan, what food theory you follow, a good rule of thumb is the consumption of your meal plan should be at least half fruits and vegetables. It should be primarily fruits and vegetables with a little bit of grain, a bit of protein, whatever your protein source is, a little bit of that. But you should be basing most of your meals off fresh produce. However that looks for you. It doesn't have to be all organic. It doesn't have to come from Whole Foods. It doesn't have to, be direct from a farm. Like whatever is feasible for you. I live in the middle of farm country, and fresh produce is hard here. And so, which is weird, but there's not a lot in the grocery store. So, and organics, forget about it. So I do what I can. I shop the sales. I go through the produce section, and I look for the reduced for quick sales stickers, and I buy them all up, and I bring them home and process them so they'll last a bit longer. If you do, you can also do that and stick stuff in your freezer and just have things ready, because generally when people get into a pinch is when you're hungry and there's nothing there but a Snickers bar. Like be prepared for when you get hungry, and you will make better choices if you have that accessible for you. And then again, just be conscious of nutrients, because I say it over and over and over again, and Marsha laughs at me, but it's not about calories. It's not about calories. It's not about points. It's not about macros. It's not about any of it. It's about nutrients. Our bodies need the nutrients to be able to function at peak performance, function in the way that they're meant to be. Because I don't know if you know this, and I get really passionate about it, and again, my Marsha laughs at me, but I feel so strongly about this stuff, and I just think people take it for granted. So much of the illness and the disease and the sickness And I've seen a lot of it in my own family right now too, which is part of the reason why I get so worked up about it, is like it's coming from lack of nutrients. Our bodies aren't able to detox and to purify themselves, and our organs aren't able to work properly because they're not getting the correct nutrients from accessible sources, fruits and vegetables. And the way that our food industry is changing and treating our land and what we're growing is like an apple today is not what an apple was 20 years ago. It's not full of all the vitamins that it's supposed to be. So essentially we're all walking around nutrient deficient. And then people go on these calorie restrictive diets and wonder why they're not losing weight, or go to, whatever weight loss facility, and they're giving them the little packaged foods and like, you should lose weight if you only eat this thing. You're not going to be satisfied. You're going to be pissed off, and your body's not getting what it needs. And so our go-to Martian Life, and really the only supplement that I would suggest to anybody, is Shakeology, because I know what it's made out of. I know the integrity of Beachbody. I know the integrity of the person that designed it. And I know it's superfoods. It's dehydrated superfoods that are blended up, put in a bag. Like, there's no fillers, there's no preservatives, there is no sugar, there's none of that. Like, I was so anti Shakeology for so long. I was such a foodie that I wouldn't give my family any kind of supplement. I didn't think it was worth it. I thought it was a giant scam. But Shakeology, I believe in. I've seen it work on myself, on my friends, on my husband, and my children. And so, seeing as February is National Heart Health Month, I found a few little facts about Shakeology and heart health that we thought would be fun to share. And so, a few years ago, Shakeology, or the people at Beachbody, put Shakeology through an independent study, and it was found to reduce high blood pressure, which along with heart attacks are it's pretty much commonly accepted that they're all caused by inflammation. And again, inflammation pretty much causes any kind of disease, and a lot of so many people walk around with heart disease these days, and it really comes down to inflammation. And there's so many of the superfoods that are within Shakeology that have been proven, aside from Beachbody, just like scientifically proven in studies of what those superfoods do, that they do reduce inflammation. And they all have phytonutrients and that are seen to kind of like calm the system and calm the inflammation, thereby reducing high blood pressure, cholesterol, risk of heart attack, and all of that. I wrote down a few specific foods in Shakeology, such as holy basil, flax, chia, amaranth, and green tea are all foods that within Shakeology, but they are all seen to reduce cholesterol and improve overall heart health. And my last little note here is that an improved nutrient absorption, which is what Shakeology kind of does. So Shakeology, the superfoods within it, help heal our body and our gut in particular, which then your body can absorb the nutrients better, and then it, they get to where they need to go within the body so that your body functions at its peak, like I mentioned earlier. And so just by consuming the Shakeology, you're healing the gut, thereby increasing your nutrient absorption and thereby improving your heart health. So there you have it in one neat little package.
This is what I love listening to her. I'm literally like this. What? I can't. I love listening to her talk about food and nutrition, because because she's so passionate about it, it's so important to her. She and I just had a conversation earlier today about how we just wish everybody would listen to what we have to say about nutrition. We really want them to listen. But it's so important because we've both seen how much Shakeology can help us. That we want to spread the love throughout everybody we know, anybody who will listen to us for 2 dang minutes. So what we are going to do in February, since it's Heart Health Month, we are going to be running a challenge for Shakeology throughout February, beginning on Monday, February 6th. So if anyone is interested in learning more about Shakeology, trying Shakeology, joining our little group we're going to run it for 3 weeks. So it will begin on February 6th and we'll be done before the end of the month. So if you want to try something, I mean, even for 3 weeks, it can't hurt. Shakeology, if you've not tried it before, you actually can purchase, there is a variety of flavors. I think that there are 7 flavors right now. And 2 of them are vegan options. So if you prefer a vegan diet, or if you have anything, that bothers you in a regular diet and you would prefer the vegan formula, there are 2 options for you there. And it has 100% money back guarantee. So even if you finish it it's a 30-day supply. If you finish all 30 days of it and you decide, I didn't really like that, it didn't really do anything for me, you can return it, the empty bag, the empty package, and say, I would like a refund, and you will get your money back. So you really have nothing to lose to try this with us for 3 weeks. If you would drink it every day, I can guarantee you, both of us will guarantee you, that you will find improvement in your digestion, in your overall health and nutrition, in how you feel every day, as far as energy and throughout your system. So if you are interested in joining us, please reach out to either of us or comment. We'll post this video and just comment on there, and we're happy to share any information about Shakeology and our challenge with you.
Mm-hmm. Also, we are building a community for all the people that choose to work with us. We call it the Honey Soul Community, and it's really just an ongoing forum for us to be able to support you in different ways, for us to build a community of like-minded women that just kind of want to lift each other up, to support each other along the journey. It's a place where you can ask any questions. Marcia and I are going to be putting all kinds of resources in there. I'm a Turbo Kick instructor, so I plan on putting some extra workouts in there for you. And just really just a place of encouragement, because this journey, sometimes it's hard and sometimes it's long and sometimes it feels like you're never going to get to where you want to go, but it's just about keeping on. And so that's what we hope the Honey Soul community will provide for you. So, yeah.
Yeah. And so again, like Kirsten mentioned, anyone who joins our challenge will be automatically enrolled in our community as well. And we have some fun giveaways for you. So one thing we wanted to note is that anyone who joins our challenge and orders your Shakeology before the end of the month, so before January 31st, which is Tuesday, before the end of the night on Tuesday, if you order your Shakeology through Kirsten or I and sign up for our group, we will provide you with a wellness care package, some things that will help with your fitness, some things that will help with your nutrition, and some things that will help with your mindset. We have put together some things that we know have helped us and that we would like to share with other people who would join our group. So you will get a care package if you join with us prior to the 31st. And if you join after that, now please remember our group does start on February 6th. So we want to make sure that you have enough time to order your product and get that so that you can begin with us on the same day so that we can all help encourage each other. However, if you do join with us after the 31st, so February 1st through the 5th, you still will have an opportunity to earn a care package, because through our community, we will be offering incentives for you to win could be the entire care package, could be various items from within the care package throughout our 21-day challenge. So we really would love to help not only encourage you and have you try this amazing product and heal your heart during Heart Health Month, but we would like to help you by giving you some products that we know have been beneficial to us. So we hope that you guys are interested, and if you have any questions or anything that you would like to know before you would, join anything or pay for anything, certainly we don't want you to pay for a product if you have questions about it. So please feel free to reach out to either of us at any time. We're happy to help you, happy to help answer any questions. You're welcome to ask us at any time. So please feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to help you. And Kirsten, do you have anything else that you want to add?
No, I think you covered it. We'd love to work with you. We're really excited for this challenge and for the community. And we just really want to help you to live your most authentic, healthful life and get as much out of your life as possible. So, we're all here for each other.
Right. We've seen what it can do for us, and we would love to help show you what it can do for you. And honestly, you really have nothing to lose. And you got 2 really nice friends that you could gain here, probably more within the community. So we would love to work with you. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. And we'll get this video posted for you so that you can rewind and watch anything that you may have missed. And let us know if you have any questions. And we hope to see you in our challenge and in our community.
Yeah.
Bye.